So, Kazemattenmuseum. Let's go in and take a look. Yeah, so this is where the defences were when they built the first dam. Built this all before the Second World War, knowing that when the Germans came or somebody else came that they could protect it, because if you control the dikes, you control the water going into Amsterdam and effectively the country. So when the Second World War did come, these little slots in here, they held back. I think he said there was 18,000 Germans on the other side of there, and effectively 200 Dutch lads could hold them back out of these little bunkers here, which you can't really see, but there's a little bit of barbed wire and stuff. Oh wait, we've got one more down there. Let's go and take a closer look. So, we're now entering the bunker, headroom a little bit low, and the first thing what do we see is these doors here. These doors have not been touched for 80 years. When they opened the visitor centre, they put a drop of paint on them. It's cork inside the paint, and cork's absorbent, so it's keeping the rust off the metal of the door. So even though they don't maintain this anyway, the doors are absolutely perfect. And look how well it swings. And those doors are all in 3 sections. So if you got bombed, bear in mind there's 3 metres of concrete above your head. If you got bombed and you were stuck, what you can do is you can unbolt this and unbolt this from the inside. There's another one's easier to show you on, actually. You could unbolt these two. Oh no, it's gone dark. You could unbolt these 2 tabs from the inside. You can't do it from the outside. So if you were bombed in, you could escape and open one top of the door or bottom of the door if it caved in. Now, if you get through the main door, that's the first thing you're going to see. There's a little hole in there, we'll go through to that in a minute. They're heavy weight doors. Look at this bunk. So this would be the command post. A bit dark, but there's your 2 bunk beds. That's the Commander Johannes Boers, his final letter. He was, when the Germans came, they let him go if he promised not to join the underground movement, what do you call it, the resistance. Obviously, he did, and unfortunately they captured him, and that was his final demise. So this here is, that's the hole there, where we saw that when he was coming in. This is the observation post. It's all too dark, unfortunately. Still too dark to film. Ah, it's a shame. So this is one of the rooms, quite Spartan. So there's quite a warren of these little bunkers and shelters all around. You can't get into them all, like, you know, but don't climb, please. Yes. Have a look over here. These are some of the light shafts and observation wells. Can't see much down them now, but there's a visitor centre. There's also, if you look over there, boom, there's one on the other side, and there's some more further back on the other parts of the dike. So unfortunately I don't think we're going to get much footage from inside, and it's just a bit too dark, but there's been The van hoop. Alright, okay, because you can sort of look at what kind of conditions these would have been. No doubt small sort of observation posts in there, keep an eye on the scene, and then they could retreat down into those bunkers. And this is kind of like wooden built. What he was saying is a lot of this timber is imported timber, and you know, it's scaff plank grade, 2 inches thick, you know. That one may have been a wee bit replaced, but he said there's been very little work done on it. So, you know, maybe these parts here, sorry, the embankment have been replaced, but you know, this is all sort of original timber. So it was kind of like imported hardwood, or very good shipbuilding grade timber that they've made this out of. I don't suppose for any particular reason, just what was there at the time, but these would have been the above ground observation posts. The underground sections were quite heavily fortified. A bit up there, I might just try and slide. I think the park keeper's about, so. Yeah, so there's a sluice there, and there's some more over there. These are the more kind of like ventilating bits for the underground bunkers. We'll just shoot around there and have a bit of a look at that. I think these barbed wire fence posts are quite interesting as well. It looks like a sort of a corkscrew design. It's like 5/8 16mm round bar, galvanised. Looks to be like you could put a sort of a pin through these here and turn those down into the ground. Plenty of places to hook your barbed wire on, and a nice sharp point there at the end. Keeping any bad guys off. There was full system rainwater tanks, 1933. The sun's just not on that now nicely. But, so these were built before the Second World War. There was a little toilet there, sort of in the shadow of that. But there was rainwater tanks, there is underground pumps in there, there's little toilety things, you know, they reckon it could last for a couple of months in there. Kitchen and light, Kazemattenmuseum. Not sure what they looked. Dole canal. Oh, is that an air for 2 centimetre? So all the cooking was done for the soldiers, and the warm meals here were eaten. I'm very dyslexic. It was all the time we used up until 1940, I think that says. I think it says it was storage for the air type missiles. I can't read all that bottom paragraph. I would need to translate a couple of words and then get the gist of it together. Right, 1933. Again, heavily fortified doors, welded construction, double hinge design. Yeah. I'm just going to re-record that because I think I got into some other kind of mode. So, Kazemattenmuseum. 13. So this is the kitchen and the light storage. I'm not really sure if that's the light cavalry. I think it is storage. This is where all the soldiers would prepare and eat all their warm meals, and it was kept use until 1940. This had these kind of like drainage infrastructures. I'm sure this section here now we're looking at would be later addition, as was the steel lining on them steps. But once again, the very heavily constructed doors, great hinges, unbolting mechanisms here, where if there was any kind of subsidence dropping or damage, we could unbolt those doors, use them independently to get out. Internal locking on the bottom, mortise type lock here for access. Great weather bar strip there to keep that driving rain what you would get. You know, so it's a lovely October day where we're here on site today, but it wouldn't always be like that with the Waddensay on one side and the Islemere on the other. You know, we could have some inclement weather. Another nice little door down here. A little urinal there. Cool, all good stuff. So this was the German kitchen. The Germans had done a little bit of building here, slightly different design. I couldn't get any footage of the other bit, because the Germans, the Dutchies held this spot, and then the Germans came round through Amsterdam, round the back end, and grabbed a hold of them. So yes, they did defend it, but unfortunately not for that long. There's another boat coming through now, so it's actually a busier bit of waterway than I originally thought. Yeah, so it's over there where the other bunkers were. And this is what you would have seen when you come to attack by ship or whatever. Them stones, middle row of bramble bushes. And then you come up another one of these doors here. 1934. I was expecting to see a gun post there, to be perfectly honest, but the bunkers situated there and there, as well as one in the middle of the sluice door, so there's plenty of it. These are some of the defence mechanisms they would have planted along the way. He was quite keen on showing me these iron girders, what they were planting in. And quite a formidable obstruction against any tracked amphibious or similar equipment. These look like they were concreted in. A little bit of flex on them, which would probably get tangled up in wheels and things. Not just your average barbed wire stick. Them, these concrete triangles, I think they would be quite a challenge, to say the least. Yeah, plenty of little trip ups for lads in tank there. Right, visitor centre seems a bit closed, but let's go and have a look at, well, there won't be anything in there, but sea, river and seaside. Right, so that's where we were before with the bridge and the visitor centre and the Afsluitdijk. So we're up here now, we're filming into the sun, so it's not very good, but this is no doubt there'd have been a bit of a cannon hanging out in there. So there's a few of these posts